took it a little too far. Watched all the way by Murphy.
We just talked about Lewis Potter and how good he is in the final third. Just see why Murphy is such a favourite for Eddie Howe, because not only does he do the job in going forward, but it's a defensive job there, helping out Livramento. Livramento tucked more inside, waiting for the cross. More numbers defensively for Newcastle, and let Murphy be the guy that followed Lewis Potter into that area to do his defensive job.
He set up both Newcastle goals against Brentford in the last Premier League meeting. A day which ended up being a frustrating one for the Magpies. By Roslev.
It's just a lovely little touch, Anthony Gordon. It's the quick feet. Roslev didn't need to do that because he had Janelt just inside of him to sweep up and win the ball back. His captain there just said there was no need to do that.
Did I put you off there? No.
Anthony Gordon, the player of the year in these parts last season, is best ever scoring season in his career with 12 goals. Blackburn towards nobody in the end. Shows how far he has come as an individual and Brentford as a collective, that he scored in Yeovil's victory against the Bees in the 2013 League One playoff final at Wembley.
One shot left.
No, you haven't, Jason.
Just your phone.
And Collins.
You see the press from Newcastle United there. Anthony Gordon, Isak, Joelin, Tonali and Murphy all in the front field. Just seen Shea come over the halfway line there to follow Carvalho. So they're looking to do the press. It's going to be a brave Brentford team that are going to have to be able to play through that and not lose the ball to Newcastle. There was a moment there where it played in Newcastle's hands as well, because when the press and Brentford go back to the goalkeeper Flecken, he did just go long. And then what it does, he goes long up to Wissa when he's playing against Sharon Byrne. He's not going to get much joy there if you're not supporting him. So Brentford are going to have to try and play through the thirds.
Byrne. Lewis Hall. To Gordon. Ball again. Trying to shake off for us there, but he's managed to win a corner off him.
That's going to be a good battle. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. A bit of skill from Gordon. You can see the outside of the boot here. Roslev sticking with him, and then he thinks, you know, a little turn of pace there. Can I go on the outside? And Roslev doing good defending. Now, before kick-off, we watched Brentford. They were doing defensive set plays. They were set up with 4 zonal markers on the 6-yard box and 4 man markers. And then they were looking at counter-attack in the transition when the goalkeeper Flecken caught it. So, something that either they haven't worked on during the week, or they've just wanted a quick refresher before kick-off.
Here comes the corner, which was extremely well lofted, so much so it was too much for anyone.
There's no need to defend corners when they're taken like that, because they're easy. You know, I think why they've done that prior to the game as well, when we had a look in the lineup with Collins changing as well, so the defensive unit might have just wanted to show Collins his positioning from the set plays that the players have played on, because Van der Berg had come out.
Stop it.
Played by Flecken. Up towards Shad. Wissa takes it on now. Roslev for company. On the up to Collins, who then lost it and had a grab at Gordon, and a costly one. It's a yellow card.
I don't think Collins can complain about that, because Anthony Gordon here, he anticipates it. He wins the press there from a bad touch for Collins trying to play into Janelt, and he just thought, I can't let you go through and go one-on-one here before I take one for the team.
Just a momentary lapse in concentration perhaps, which ends up requiring evasive action to be taken. Forward by Hall. Towards Mike Byrne and Fabian Scher. To back from the right. Trying to shake off Schade. Pop it off for Tonali there. That's a foul. Notts Frank side have taken an interesting part to get here this season. Winning away at Colchester United, their only away victory in any competition this season. For home victories over Leyton Orient and Sheffield Wednesday via penalty kicks. Newcastle United relied on spot kicks to win at Nottingham Forest in the second round. For a victory here in what should have been an away tie against AFC Wimbledon, but was switched here because of the damage to the AFC Wimbledon pitch during the flooding. And then in the last round, a 2-0 victory over Chelsea thanks to Alexander Isak and an own goal from Ansel Disasi. Newcastle have done it the hard way, beating 2 Premier League teams. 2 teams high up in the Premier League, of course, with Chelsea and Nottingham Forest both impressing. Newcastle pressing on here to win another corner.
Well, again, it's Anthony Gordon making a nuisance of himself with the Brentford defenders there, chasing a lost cause. And forcing the error and win the corner for Newcastle. Just see here. He puts the pressure on. I think Flecken actually gave the defender a call to say leave it. Came off his foot.
Lewis Hall, Gordon. Murphy's going to hit him. It just took off and kept on going.
He scored a goal against Leicester for Newcastle at the weekend from a set play. See, Newcastle had a similar set play, but Brentford blocked the pass down to the byline, so they've come out along the edge of the area. It was Murphy that couldn't find the target there, but again, you can just see the mindset and the thinking behind Eddie Howe and his staff on them set plays. How important they are for Newcastle United.
The manager was full of praise for Jacob Murphy and his performance. And of course his goals against Leicester. First goals of the season. Before that, his goal was actually against Brentford, the last day of last season. On ball for Gordon to chase here. Joe Linton and Isak in the middle. Gordon might fancy this, you know. And he did. He felt it took off via Collins.
It's a great out for Newcastle because there's another long ball here. Scher playing a great ball in behind Ruslev, and Collins is the man, central defender that's got to come across and cover Anthony Gordon. A one-on-one situation. I'm expecting a little bit more from Anthony Gordon there. Can he drop the shoulder? Because you can see he's trying to get inside, but what he's doing, he's going inside 4 players of Brentford and trying to take on the outside. Then what you do, you open the goal up and you take all them other defenders out of the game.
Ball caught there by Russ there.
Oh, you've been down there. I think it's how I took one. I can't tell you the week. Oh, man. Who's testing? Mine.
No, you got one.
I can ship myself. I thought I was going to struggle a bit.
For Denmark.
You want to look my path, man.
Well, you do me, 2 of you put it.
No, I thought that's a tell.
All right.
I haven't picked him up, right? I seen him outside the pub today, I took him down the bypass and put him for it now. There's something
See, that's late. Stood down the back of the Achilles, never nice.
The point about Lewis Hall that last season when he was here on loan, it didn't quite,
I thought we were walking down
wasn't
that.
quite working for him this season. It's been a totally different case.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously worked on his fitness, his physicality, but I think it's the understanding of defending paramount first, because he got exposed a few times in his matches for Newcastle last season. Obviously sorting out his position and his defensive attributes, but going forward as well, when he knows when and where to do it now. He's got an understanding of where the ball is, where the players are positioned, and when he's allowed to have that freedom to go for it, and when you can't afford to do it. So his whole overall game has improved all round.
It's Murphy. Plenty of options in the middle. Support backing up as well from Livramento and Guimaraes. Tonali. Guimaraes stepping into the box and then maybe leaving the foot in. There's a yellow card coming his way. Brentford want more than that. The looks of the complaints towards Sam Barrett.
Sam Barrett's perfectly positioned to realise what has happened. There was no hesitation to go straight for the yellow card. He's not going to get. Maybe change his mind for the players. Obviously, protesting, saying it was a bit more. He knew exactly what he was going for there. Bruno Guimaraes, the ball had just gone away from him.
Tell you what though, when he went to the back pocket there, Bruno Guimaraes wasn't aware he was going for a 10. I think he might be going for a different coloured card.
We'll just see, yeah, it's a lovely give and go there.
He's got new one now.
Yeah, then stand on the front, you can see it's late. On me. I don't think they're going to give anything more. That was a correct decision.
Just got a nudge on his way through, which put him off balance as well, which might be got him out of a bit more trouble.
He's a good kid. He likes you as well. He's a lot I know.
So we've got about 7 minutes left in this first half.
But even like the shit that you get where you are now, like he's always fighting your corner.
First half, which has had plenty going on, but not that many clear-cut opportunities for goals.
I know that. He's got it in for even
Two managers, Eddie Howe will be the manager that's more impressed with his side's performance because they've got the press right at more times than Brentford have. Brentford have sat in the Newcastle. The ball in the possession when Newcastle gained that mid-third. Obviously they've got the goal behind them. I think Brentford's only real threat has come from the long throw from Pinnock in a corner.
I've heard that. I don't know, I can't judge, but I'll just say that.
So at this moment in time, Eddie Howe will be delighted with the way his team performed in this first half.
Why?
This week and next week.
Murphy's throw for Tino Livramento.
For Christmas bonus. Vowdy Gilligan's 40 quid. But Punji gives them 250. And all of that, the concert for 40 quid in each. So they got 270 quid each. So it's
No problem here for Joe Linton.
But Punji doesn't fucking know about the money we've already fucking put in.
Right.
It must be a tenner a week across the fucking board of all of his cars.
Right.
It's crazy fucking kicking off.
Whether this pause in play is due to wounds just reopening a little bit perhaps.
Fucking get that down because fucking Punji and she doesn't want.
Let's just talk about Sandro Tonali, the goal scorer, Michael. He's been all over the place in a good way.
Yeah, and I mean obviously looking at his touch mark here, you can see he plays that centre midfield. He's allowed license to go forward, he's joining the attack we saw with the goal, but also coming and dropping in when Newcastle have possession of the ball, looking to get on. You can see that he's obviously his touches are all over the field, so it's a good sign for Newcastle because I think him, Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton have dominated that midfield in this match today. And that touch mark just shows how important he has been for Newcastle United. But the one touch that is meaningful is the one that hit the back of the net.
Thomas Frank has called over his troops for some words. And when he led Brentford to the League Cup semi-final in 2020-2021, it was still a championship side, remarkably. It was the club's first major cup semi-final. And they knocked 4 Premier League teams out to get there. Of course, the club in the last few seasons has come on a fair old way.
4 years, 5 years.
Stewardship.
What?
May as well be me.
No, I'm retired. I'm just having
No, you're fucking retarded.
No, I'm just having a pause.
Might require a wardrobe change here.
Ah, we missed my game. I should have dished him.
Right. Should have.
See that Eddie Howe just discussion and touch back there with Tonali. Just
Hot
say,
one, Snoopy,
tell him
hot
all
one,
that, please.
Snoopy, hot one, Snoopy. Then he had
Discussing
another
Michael Bridges' comments.
Just even look at these.
I think that's why you're retarded. I mean, you're
I've been watching YouTube and that.
Just has to have a bit of time on the sidelines, of course, Joe Linton.
Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit.
What's wrong with you?
Martin Bradford trying to use up that time as best he can to get Newcastle back up to the full complement. Plenty of the ball in the midfield for Newcastle United, not too much up towards Alexander Isak though in the first half, and certainly none really in the other direction towards Jon Wissa. Joe Linton is back on, hastily trying to enjoy the attacking action. Up and away from Ajer.
You see that Isak, you've just mentioned him. He's just given an applause there to Murphy for that delivery in there. So he's got a lot to deal with, you know. There's three centre halves, Collins, Ajer and me, who were all trying to isolate Isak, and obviously that moment there was Ajer that gets the ball away defensively for Brentford. But Anthony Gordon in the midfield three of Newcastle, along with Murphy, they've been standouts.
Linton down for the corner, it's Tonali! It's him again!
Come on!
What a night he's having in black and white! And what a night Newcastle United are having too! On the cusp of half-time, they have breathing space and a tight grip on the game.
Well, once again, it's a lovely finish from Tonali, and it's a well-worked corner from Newcastle United. Now, just have a look at the Brentford players' reaction there. They all ran to the referee to suggest that there'd been some form of blocking here. So you can see Joe Linton there on Wissa takes him away from that penalty spot area along with Dan Burn. And what they do, they create that space there. You can just see that's that space that they're trying to exploit, and Tonali's the man that goes in there. The technique and the timing of the volley once again. I mean, he showed it from the strike, and when I said he put a little bit of bend on the ball, and then that there, the technique, the timing, the little inside now volley. It's just about using the pace of the ball, not trying to smash it as hard as he can, and just caressing it into the back of the net. But again, a well-worked set play from Newcastle United. He's got Thomas Frank now thinking it's an uphill battle away from home, 2-0 down, and the way form this season for Brentford, it doesn't look too promising.
Now Newcastle United can drive on looking for number 3. Touch from Schade, picked up by Guimaraes.
And that's the thing in this competition with no VAR. That would have been looked at, you know what I mean, and scrutinised. Did Joe Linton there foul Wissa in the lead up to that goal? But that's been taken away from this, so you've just got to admire the quality and the set play routine from Newcastle United there. And now they've got another big opportunity here from a wide area.
It's the first time Sandro Tonali scored twice in a game since he was playing for AC Milan. He got a brace in a 3-1 win in the league at Verona in May of 2022. So far, he is the man of the moment. In from Hall. Joe Linton's there, and the flag was raised for offside.
He's a man.
So much for Brentford to ponder at the break. They'd feel a whole lot better if they could get one back before the whistle. Down goes Lewis Potter. Yellow card coming out here for Tino Livramento. 6 minutes to be added on at least here at the end of the first half.
Oh, sorry, I pushed the black over. I thought you were wrapping the moment.
I don't understand why Livramento's annoyed that he's being given the yellow card, but when he looks back, there's nothing he can complain about, because he does actually catch Ruslev there. He stops him. And I think he just had a little bit of a slip there before he actually made the impact.
Well, two shots for a
We'll start the added time with the Brentford free kick. Keane Lewis-Potter back up and ready to take alongside Vitaly Janelt.
Yeah.
Organisation for Dubravka to do here. He hasn't had much to be concerned with in this first half. Here's Keane Lewis-Potter. It was never quite coming down for him enough.
Well, they just used the tall timber in Collins and Iron, that back post area. It looked like they were going to play the little dink pass into the back post. Lewis-Potter had other ideas. He saw the wall, he assessed it. That man there, Eddie Howitt. Very interesting half-time team talk, because he'll be asking so much more from this man Tonali to get on the ball after we saw his first half performance with his touches all over the field, the 2 goals that he's produced. And Thomas Frank now, he's got a huge half-time team talk with his players.
Whistler is down here with a bump to the head. A few bumps and bruises in this first half.
Ball goes into him, you know, he's always got either Shea or Dan Burn making that aerial challenge on him.
And while Whistler gets looked at, let's have a look at the second of Sandro Tonali's goals tonight.
Well, again, the side touch there. I said about the importance of the timing of the volley. You don't have to blast it, you've just got to make sure you make some good contact on there. And the other issue that he had there was Visser coming to try and put pressure on him, so he's got that to deal with as well. Just on his left-hand side, he used his arms so well just to keep him out of the situation. And Tonali just showing his quality.
Here's Joe Linton. Away past Collins. Paul. Seconds ball. Tonali. Murphy. Guimaraes, and again. Beautifully done between Guimaraes and Tonali. And Murphy! So nearly 3. So nearly a real problem for Brentford.
Well, it was an incredible move from Newcastle United. Moving here, goes into Bruno Guimaraes to Tonali, the little give and goes. And then they what they do, they recycle the ball on the edge of the area and just keep an eye on the save from Flecken. Oh, has it hit the upright? Well, I take it back, I was going to credit the goalkeeper there, Flecken. Murphy doing everything right, getting his body over the top of the ball, keeping it down, because he missed the target earlier in this game. He had 2 missed opportunities early against Leicester as well. Again, it was Bruno Guimaraes and Tonali, that midfield of Newcastle, just causing the problems for Brentford. They can't get a hold of them.
Well, Brentford, I think, just want the half-time whistle here, because Newcastle United are starting to really build something. Joe Linton. Guimaraes ahead of him. He's told to shoot by the majority, and Murphy's offside. I think he was expecting Joe Linton to pull the trigger.
Yeah, he's just having a go there, Murphy, Joe Linton, because he did ask for him a little bit earlier in that pass, because he was trying his hardest, Murphy, to stay on side. He was looking right across the line. Joe Linton just delivered the ball too late there.
Gustav, handed by Gordon. Wisser, all taken off him by Tonali. Jamolyuk to Janelt. That is half time. And at the break, it's all going very nicely for Newcastle United and Sandro Tonali. Those in black and white have really enjoyed themselves in the first half. He in particular has topped up to put Brentford to the sword. A really good brace from Newcastle United's number 8 has put them in pole position to qualify for the semi-finals here. Brentford with it all to do with the second half on the horizon. It's Newcastle United 2, Brentford 0.
Newcastle United latest scores from the other games tonight: Arsenal 0, Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 0, Liverpool 2. Don't forget, tonight a result must be achieved if the score is tied after 5 minutes. We'll see if he can leash it out. Happy birthday to Lewis here tonight.
He clearly has the support of the fans.
And his accounting software.
Godzilla Kong, the new Empire, available Friday on Sky Cinema.
'Twas the night before Christmas on a hotel roof. Santa found himself somewhere that appeared Santa-proof. He got stuck in the door, and it all became clear. Delivering presents would be tricky in here. The queues were long, the lift was a chore. Oh, stupid keycard. To reception once more. Now back at the lift. Oh, maybe the stairs. Oh, sorry, don't go in there. The halls were a maze. It all looked the same. Have you been here before? Was this some sort of game? Finally there. Oh, joy, a green light. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. But wait, what's this? Could it possibly be? It's a house, no a home. It's an Airbnb with biscuits and stockings and room for a tree, and most importantly, a fully functioning chimney. Dreams, make them real. J'adore Dior.
Shop Amazon's last minute deals. With deals on electronics, beauty, home, and more. Shop Amazon's last minute deals from the 9th to the 22nd of December.
This Christmas at Asda, bring the party home with offers like 3 for 2 across our festive range of fresh party foods starting from £2.50 each. Or share our ultimate grazing platter and then turn into our Gallagher Herb Camembert Brie, all perfect for sharing with your nomies. Oh, looks like someone couldn't resist. Asda, that's more like it.
Four shots.
He's changing homes.
Well, to perform under all conditions, you need the right tools.
Well, it's all Newcastle United at the moment at St James's Park, leading by 2-0 at half-time against Brentford. Both goals coming from Sandro Tonali. Brentford really have offered precious little in an attacking threat. No shots on target as yet. Both of Newcastle's strikes on the Brentford goal have gone in. It's not been a game full of clear goal-scoring opportunities, but it has been a game thus far dominated by Newcastle United in the middle of the park.
Yeah, definitely the middle of the park. Midfield, Newcastle, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton and Tonali being absolutely outstanding winning their midfield battle. But also when Newcastle are in possession as well, they've been the ones that have created the chances for Gordon and Murphy in the wide areas. And if not, it's been Tonali, obviously, that's come up and been the provider because his timing and his runs into the penalty area, but also the technique and his finishing. It's just been clinically outstanding first half.
So let's have a look at the moments that mattered in that first half. Starting with the opening goal, which was scored by Sandro Tonali, and this sort of was a strike that seemed to come out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, well, it was Brentford are set up in their 5 defenders, the midfield 4, and it's Wissa, the striker, that's sitting on the edge of the area that switches off. Tonali doesn't. Wissa's ball watching, and Tonali there, as the ball came through, the timing and the technique to find the back of the net, and that was a super important goal for Newcastle, but also for that man Tonali. And it set Newcastle on the way, and it stood out for him this off because not only the 2 goals but the overall performance. And I mean, this is a good angle just to see how one man has switched on. Wissa was just watching the ball, but to be flecking from there, it takes an incredible amount of technique, timing, and there's no backlift to be strike there, and this is a great angle. And like I say, that swerve on the ball, as I've been getting jet for the side swaz, brilliant from Tonali.
Brentford haven't offered too much going forward. This was a moment where Yohan Wissa hoped he was going to get a penalty kick, but perhaps didn't expect it.
I think Dubravka was really brave in the initial moment because when the ball went through to Wissa there, the timing, you know, he's got a big decision to make, Dubravka, and the anticipation of when to come out. And what you see here, he makes himself big, he uses his legs, and then from this angle you can clearly see he gets the ball there. And Wissa just trying to make a meal of that to get a penalty.
Anthony Gordon has been a key man for Newcastle United tonight. He's often been the out ball from the back. Just couldn't quite get this one on target.
Yeah, I think it's been a big threat and a big out for Newcastle. Every chance they get to play the ball into that space behind in the wide area. As you can see here, that was Ruslev that got caught out. Share with a fantastic ball. I mean, this is what Anthony Gordon loves to get himself in one-on-one positions there, but he just went inside towards the numbers of Brentford.
Now, corners have been interesting throughout the course of the game. This one in particular, because it brought about the second goal for Tonali in Newcastle.
Well, we talked about Thomas Frank and his team setting up before the game. They practiced 2 or 3 corners defensively. Well, they'll have to go back to the drawing board when they see this one again because Newcastle got it absolutely spot on. It was all to do with Dan Burn. As you're letting down the penalty area, they took Collins away, they took Wissa away from the area that Tonali came in and exploited. And you can just see here the timing, the technique to catch that volley. And you get a little bit of luck with the deflection of Collins. You've got to be in that position to make it happen. And that was like Tonali, stand-up performer for the first half.
Buzzed around the field. He's taken his 2 goals very well indeed. And Newcastle United have been good value for a lead. Could easily have added to it. This was a lovely move between Guimaraes and Tonali in particular. And the strike at the end from Jacob Murphy pinging off the post.
I think you just nailed it there, David. It was the build-up play from the midfielders once again. And what I admire about Newcastle in this situation is the way that they played the give and go, but when they didn't find the options, what have they done? They've recycled the ball to look for a better option. And Murphy here, when he's hit this ball from this angle, he's probably thinking it's going to nestle in the top corner.
So that's the first half done and dusted. What of the second half, I wonder? We'll find out in just a few minutes' time. Newcastle United leading 2-0 at the break.
Oh, the best in the business, always making it easy.
Hi. Hi, I'm Gemma. What do I do? Well, we can have a conversation.
So I just...
And I can ask you anything. I love talking football. I can also help with things like brainstorming, explaining something you don't understand.
Because don't let me go. Oh no.
moment you stop brushing, many toothpaste stop fighting bacteria, and that's when problems start. But Oral-B is different. Its stannous fluoride keeps protecting in between brushing. When many toothpaste stop fighting bacteria, Oral-B with stannous fluoride keeps shielding teeth. So you start with a healthy clean and end with a healthy clean. Oral-B with stannous fluoride, the clean that never stops.
Ladies and gentlemen, our killer is none other than Head and Shoulders. I don't know you have dandruff. I don't. You don't have dandruff with Head and Shoulders. Our new formula helps wash away dandruff and oil. Now delivers a doubly protective ingredient on your scalp. We don't. To prevent dandruff coming back. New Head and Shoulders for up to 100% dandruff protection.
When cold and flu will get you sick, it's time to take action. To knock out the symptoms that keep you awake, rely on Night Nurse. Unbeatable strength and fast relief of aches and pains of cold and flu. And if you wake up with cold and flu, try new Formulation Dayless tablets. Fast, unbeatable strength and up to 24-hour relief. Only available at the pharmacy counter.
Nana, how are these resources even crunchier?
I like it like that, even crunchier.
Doritos, now even ball crunch for the ball to everyone.
And it's route one, why not?
Sometimes the smartest thing is to keep it simple.
Well, we're just waiting for the two sides to come back out here at St James's Park. We've been watching some of the substitutes go through their warm-up routines. I'm just wondering how things might change if changes are made. Brentford, of course, have various options at Thomas Frank's disposal. The most eye-catching, of course, because of the season he's had so far is Brian Mbeumo. He's already into double figures for goals this season. We'll see him at some stage. Newcastle United have the likes of Miguel Almiron, Joe Willock, who's been going through his paces during the course of the break. Harvey Barnes as well, who recently turned 27. Has a good record against Brentford, having scored 4 times against them. Bees are back out. Will look for a fast start, you would imagine, to this second half.
They've got to do something to get back in this game, David, without a shadow of a doubt. No, and I just looked at their set with Newcastle pressing so well. When the back three centre-halves have got it in Colin Dyer and me, and they press so well. In the midfield, obviously, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, Tonali, match up with the Brentford midfield three. There's only one ball that Brentford players have got, and that is trying to find Shara and Wissa. But they're getting absolutely man-marked, and they're getting aerially dominated by Burn and Share. So when you talk about Mbeumo there, he's a big option for Brentford to come on and just try to give him a little bit more steel when that ball goes in. I'm not saying he's naturally want to hold the ball, but they need to try something because Shara's drifting more at the midfield, and he's leaving Wissa very, very isolated. So there'll be a lot of notes on that notepad. He'll be going through his checklist with his staff at half-time. He'll said what he's had to say, and he'll be monitoring what goes on second half. So he'll have an idea. And as for Eddie Howe, I just think they've got it absolutely spot on in that first half.
Yeah, of course, with no Ivan Toney these days, and Igor Thiago working his way back to fitness, there's no obvious target man for Brentford to look to from the off. Wilson and Mbeumo, the two who've been charged with playing up top of late, and they've done a good job of it, by the way. But something needs to happen from Brentford's point of view here to turn the tide in this game. Otherwise, it's Newcastle United in the final 4. There's going to be a change for the hosts before we get into the second half, and as we suspected, it is Joe Willock who's going to replace Joe
benches. Roll back to the injury that Joe Linton sustained in that first half when there was a couple of moments where he felt his foot, but he had that injury on his face from the corner with Collins as stood. So Willock will come in for a like-for-like position.
So we're set fair for part 2. 2-0 Newcastle lead this match. Sandro Tonali with both of them. He's never scored a senior hat-trick before. Newcastle United's last League Cup hat-trick was scored against Brentford. Craig Bellamy hitting a treble in a round 2 victory over Brentford by 4-1. September 2001. Let's see what the second half brings us here. Brentford on the attack, but now Newcastle looking to go in the other direction. Willock forward here to Gordon. Towards Isak, but not quite to him. Livramento picks it up and then overruns it. And we saw from the off there what we expect to see, really, and that's Brentford on the front foot.
They've got to. Thomas Frank would have said we need to start to press a little bit higher, engage Newcastle. I mean, they're still going to be brave and try and play now, but when this ball goes in this long, they're the moments there. Like, you're giving the ball straight away back to Newcastle United. You might be under a bit of pressure, but can you have the courage to play forward passes to players that sometimes are marked? You get a little bounce pass, then you go to the next player. If you're going to go long, you've got to have willing runners in behind the Newcastle line, which just gifted the ball back to Newcastle there.
Guimaraes. Looking for Isak, who was looking to peel away. Bizarrely, Newcastle United have scored 6 goals in the EFL Cup this season. They've all come in the first halves of matches. In the second halves of games, they've had 22 shots and haven't scored at all. They'll want to break that trend in this second half to make this one safe.
Maybe you should have been in the dressing room for Brentford and done Thomas Frank a favour and give that opportunity out. That does give the opposition courage.
I think he's got better people in that regard. Klaus Norgard, Keith Andrews and all the rest of them.
Yeah, you're right. Just stay here, David.
Norgard and Thomas Frank just going through the options at their disposal.
I think one of the big issues that they'll be looking at is how they can try and get an overload in that midfield. Because like I say, the Newcastle midfield 3, Guimaraes, Tonali and now Willock have been so dominant and they haven't given Brentford any opportunities central. They've had to get all their opportunities from this wide area with Lewis Potter.
Murphy. Newcastle have played themselves into trouble here. Chair just rescuing the corner though. And Ethan Tennant to launch it long, of course, after his departure in the first half. In from Charlotte. Burnham's rising. Collins there as well, and Wisser it was who tried to improvise.
Sure, here just showing how much power and strength in that technique of a throw there. That's nearly on the penalty spot for Collins. And I said if you're going to defend this, you must not allow the first Brentford player to get a flick on. He out jumps Byrne there. There's Wisser with the overhead attempt. He just couldn't get the timing right there, but a threat there for Brentford early on in the second half.
Let's tip our cap as well to Noah Wisser, who in the last 17 Premier League starts, he scored 13 Premier League goals. Actually now only one short of Ivan Toney's club record of 36 Premier League goals for Brentford. Here's King Lewis Potter for Ben Mee. Collins was hurried into the ball, which means that Newcastle United have possession back. That's been the way really of the game in large parts, hasn't it? In the middle of the park, the press has got the results for the home side.
And I mentioned how Wisser has been up top on his own and quite isolated at the time, because Brentford are trying to get the overload of Ashara dropping into that midfield to help out Genalt in there. But there's another way they can try and get it when you've got Isak playing up top by himself and you've got Collins and Ben Mee either side of Ayer. One of them centre-halves can be courageous and drive the ball out into that midfield area. And then what it does is, at some point, the midfield of Newcastle's got to engage, and then it releases a midfielder of Brentford, but they haven't tried that.
Fermento trying to put the pressure on Lewis Potter here. Ball is out and over the line, and it's a Brentford ball. Neither of these sides have ever won this particular competition, though Newcastle have come close twice. One was up to Manchester City in 1976 with the stewardship of Gordon Lee. Also the season before last under Eddie Howe, losing to Manchester United. That final was their first League Cup final in 47 years. The first domestic final since 1999, when of course Manchester United prospered against them on their way to the treble in the FA Cup final. Both there for both Lewis Hall and Kevin Charlotte.
Just angles coming together. You mentioned Hall, how he's improved under Newcastle again there. He left Gruzlev out wide and he saw more of a threat from the drop in Charlotte, so he's followed him in there. I mean, he's given a free kick away, but again, it's just recognising when and where to go make them challenges and his positioning.
By Genelt. Ben Mee is up there. Collins trying to back in. Scooped by Ben Mee. Off balance and way off target. Moments like this, you not only look to your bench, you look to your characters, you look to body language, don't you? You try and get more out of your team. Didn't quite roll enough for Jacob Murphy there. Ben Mee saw to that. Now Wisser is released. And a few options up with him. King Lewis Potter backing him up here. Genelt. Easy pickings for Dan Burn. Anthony Gordon runs out. Guimaraes.
That's very experienced by the Newcastle captain there, because Newcastle under a bit of pressure there. Brentford playing some good football. Just seeing they play their way through trouble. Newcastle win the ball back here, and Bruno Guimaraes, he just drops his shoulder. As soon as he feels contact, he goes down, just relieve the pressure and buy a free kick for Newcastle. But I think you mentioned about Thomas Frank there. You learn about the characteristics of some of your players when you're not having the best of games, you're 2-0 down in the second half. You look for players that in that moment where they were playing, they're happy to take the passes under pressure from Newcastle players. And the will and run there from Wisser in behind Newcastle. They've got to try and stretch the back four of Newcastle to create more space for the midfielders to be able to play.
Closing in on 10 minutes played in the second half. Not an awful lot has changed for Brentford compared to the first. Livramento. Willock ahead of him and Isak as well. He looks to Hall and now to Gordon. Isak swerving away from the challengers neatly. Wanted a free kick. Sam Barrett says play on. The ball is with Murphy.
this second half. It's all about game management for Newcastle United as well. The players, Eddie Howe and the staff, because obviously it didn't change the lineup. Second game with this team, just seen one substitution in Willock. A big game against Ipswich at the weekend. Will he go 3 games in a row with the same team? It'll be interesting to see what the changes are going to be and will they come.
Gordon just taken off his toes. They're on with it quickly. Into the middle towards Bruno Guimaraes. Willock for Gordon. Guimaraes again. Now Tonali. It's turn to try and squeeze their opponents back.
See Newcastle come from position, you're 2-0 up. Might have to go back to the goalkeeper, allow the Brentford players to then come out of their positions. It creates more space for Newcastle to exploit.
Here goes Willock, on and on and on. They hit the Brentford body on the way through. Appeals for hands mainly from the stands.
Again, that's up to see Newcastle quickly from Dubravka. One into the field, the goalkeeper straight up to the other end. And it's Willock. Driving at the heart of Brentford there. You can see he's actually playing when he puts his hand up, saying that Ben Mee actually did use his arm. I think VR we would have seen a different decision given. Ben Mee just milking it, saying it hit him in the chest there.
On towards Gordon. It's beautifully done. It's Hall. Isak was there. And in the end, they just got in each other's way.
Well, once again, it's a set play. Well worked from Newcastle United, causing all sorts of problems for the Brentford setup here. A little short corner, a little reverse pass, and if just keep an eye on Tonali on the penalty spot, I think Isak actually gets in the way because that was going to fall to Tonali there. So Isak did the defending. Here's another look at the so-called handball. I don't think Ben Mee can do much about that. He tried to get his arm out of the way. Correct decision once again.
Away by Ayer. Lewis Potter releasing Carvalho here. Now Newcastle have it. Immediately the volume is raised. Anthony Gordon goes on and just can't bend it enough to find the far corner. I feel one more goal for Newcastle United here and the game is done. It may already be so.
But it was a quick transition once again. See the pass going into Anthony Gordon. What he's trying to do there, he's just trying to use Ayer to blindside Flecken. Oh, sorry, it's actually Collins there. So he's just dropped the shoulder inside and he's looking for that far corner. He's so dangerous, Anthony Gordon, not only because of his pace, but he's also that awareness and the little drop of the shoulder. He's so quick.
Looks like we're going to see Miguel Damsgaard in a moment for Brentford. We're heading towards that 60-minute mark where many of the managers look at how things are going and make personnel changes. Fabian Schär. Livramento. Looks to Murphy. Guimaraes. Gordon. Murphy. Rice to Murphy again. Very nearly a thing of beauty from those in black and white.
It was a lovely possession by Newcastle United and very patient because Brentford have got their numbers back. All 11 players are back behind the ball when they switched that ball from left to right. And then it was Murphy that saw the opportunity to go inside to Bruno Guimaraes. The little flick in the settle for Murphy. Just caught him out of that bottom corner. And he's got to do better. He's got to make sure that Flecken makes a save or he gets that on target. Because it was a big question mark against West Ham when Newcastle played them. They had a back four set at West Ham. Souček was the midfielder that dropped in when Newcastle had possession to make a back five. And now against Leicester, back four, they showed that they totally dominated and outplayed Leicester in every department. So I was going to be interested to see how Newcastle handled the back five here of Brentford and the midfield four. And once again, they've just showed with their patient build-up, they're quite happy to do that. And then when they recognise the opportunity, as we saw there, they can create goal-scoring opportunities. So it's the kind of reaction Eddie Howe's been after from his players.
Here come the changes from Thomas Frank. No surprise that a Burma and Damsgaard have been called for. Carvalho, one of those to leave. Janelt is the other one. He was initially called for and then wasn't sure if it was actually he was going to be replaced.
Two players I admire a lot. I mean, Damsgaard, the midfielder, if you're looking to get on the ball and if Brentford want to get anything out of this game, they've got to try and use him.
There's Ben Mee from the knockdown from Collins. Mikkel Damsgaard has been involved in 7 goals in the Premier League in his last 10 appearances, scoring a couple and setting up a further 5. Brian Burma has been banging it for fun this season. When you bear in mind he scored 9 goals in the whole of last season, he's already got 10. It's not Christmas Day yet.
Well, they're definitely 2 impact players. I just mentioned the stats there. The credentials, if you're looking to try and get something. So again, it's another question that Newcastle are going to be asked. Can they find the answer to try and nullify the 2 of them and keep control of this game? How will Doherty's bench and make changes after not making any changes in the last 2 matches?
Short is it? Well, Mark Flecken is adept with his feet. Strong starting position. He
was the calmest man inside St James's Park there. I wasn't happy.
On his feet, but avoid yeah. Just for Brentford tonight. But as we know in football, a goal can change an awful lot, not just literally, but mentally as well. Newcastle very much leading the way in terms of the shot count tonight.
Well, it's the ones that count, it's the ones that hit the target, and they're the 2 that Newcastle have made hit the back of the net. They've been clinical, and it's been that man Tonali.
Jacob Murphy will make way. Another strong hour from him in Newcastle colours. Bad news for Brentford is that his replacement is Harvey Barnes, who scored 4 times in 8 games against them, including in the 6-goal thriller 11 days or so ago. Scored for Newcastle, Leicester City and West Bromwich Albion against Brentford in his career. Offside the verdict.
Oh, Jason, son, fuck him up.
It's bizarre, isn't it, how Brentford have the most home points in the Premier League this season, and the joint worst away record in the top flight. Just a point on their travels. Covered the end was at Everton, goalless draw. It's Barnes. Trying to slide it through towards Bruno Guimaraes. Charlotte. Shadowed by Tonali.
Once again, Tonali showing not only can he do an offensive job for his team and putting the ball in the back of the net, but they're showing his defensive. He doesn't mind chasing back Helton out. That's what he's in there for. I think that's where Newcastle have dominated. I think they've been very good in the possession, as we've seen. They've been clinical, but also just the overall work rate from them with the press. They've given Brentford any opportunities to play through them in the central positions. They've always had to try and find Lewis Potter on this left-hand side when they've shuffled into that system, and Newcastle have answered all the questions so far.
It's Burma as the flag stays down. Wissa for Keane Lewis Potter. Still going. And Dubravka had to stand strong.
Again, it's come down to Lewis Potter that found himself in a one-on-one against Livramento. He dives in, and Livramento could. He'd be fortunate that he didn't actually cast Lewis Potter there, otherwise that's a penalty. We've got to credit Dubravka. He hasn't had to do much in this game, but there again, once he's called upon, he can get quite lonely there at the back for the goalkeepers, producing a huge save.
There he is again, swatting that away from the Damsgaard corner. Tonali wins it back. Now the gallop from Hall and from Willock. Nicely done. The strike wasn't bad either, it was just straight at Mark Flecken, which he was grateful for.
Well, from one goalkeeper, Dubravka punching the ball out, setting Newcastle on their way, to Willock dancing through the Brentford defence. I think Flecken would have been delighted that he had that shot straight at him.
Alexander Isak going close on that occasion. Corner ball Newcastle. The effort just before from Joe Willock, of course, he scored Newcastle's fastest ever League Cup goal at Nottingham Forest at the end of August after just 18 seconds. He started his whole ball rolling for the Magpies.
Next one down.
Well, this way Newcastle have been so dangerous tonight in their set plays. They've played some short corners, they've had overloads, and now this one going right in on top of Flecken. You can tell by all the players inside.
From Gordon. Tonali, hat-trick hunting. Lewis Hall wants to go himself. Oh, and it's a brilliant stop. Bruno Guimaraes! Beautifully done, and that should do it for Newcastle United. Everything is coming together nicely for those in black and white, leaving Brentford's cup dreams in tatters.
I've just been saying how dangerous Newcastle have been from set plays. I don't think they planned this one. But I tell you what, it's found the back of the net. And it was down to Tonali in the Hall who were causing the problems. Got the shot off. You just see here, Flecken there, he's quite isolated. He can't come out and collect that one. It falls to Tonali and Hall. They have a few attempts here. But just watch how selfless the captain of Newcastle is. Because Bruno Guimaraes there sets up Shea for an easy tap in. And I love the celebration because what Shea did, he went right straight away. He ran straight over to Bruno Guimaraes to celebrate. but it showed everybody in the Gallagher end of Newcastle that it's all about Bruno, the captain. And there's nothing Flecken can do there because he's been caught out by the quality of Bruno Guimaraes.
Well, as goal scoring centre halves go, Fabian Schär is doing the business. That's 4 for the season now for him. Scored an absolute beauty against Liverpool here not so long ago in that 3-3 epic. As Wisser is high and wide. At the time when Fabian Schär squeezed that ball in after Queenie Keller had left the ball, we weren't totally aware of how good a finish that one was. This one was a lot more simple thanks to Bruno Guimaraes.
You're still going to find the back of the net.
It's a fair old way back to the capital for those who have travelled, if they indeed have travelled all away from the capital. Maybe some relatively locals in there, but those who have made the trip will have a fair old way back and will be disappointed unless something monumental happens in the final 19 minutes plus added time here.
I think what the third goal does for Eddie Howe and Newcastle United, it gives them as the manager the luxury of being able to make changes now. Knowing that you've got the game against Ipswich coming up, you're 3-0 up, you might as well go to the bench and just give some players a rest.
Anthony Gordon back there to keep Kevin Charlotte quiet. Flecken will come out to beat this one. Shows his ability with his feet. He showed his ability with his hands moments ago to stop the first strike, but once Guimaraes and Schär were there to double up on him, there's only ever going to be one side profiting from that. Here's Mbeumo. Wisser is there, but couldn't get above it enough to make any difference.
There's a good combination play there between Mbeumo and Wisser. Like you say, he just couldn't get his header on target. Newcastle once again set up to play out here. You see Charlotte there and Wisser on the edge of the area, threatening Newcastle United with the play out.
We're going to see another Brentford change in a moment. Paris Magoma is poised. In from Roslev. Keeler is Potters after it. So is Livramento. Both sides want the ball. And it's Newcastle United's. I see Jayden Magoma in a moment too. Charlotte makes way. It's a third Brentford appearance for Paris Magoma. So it's Potter departs. Jayden Magoma, the 18-year-old, comes on for the final 18 minutes or so.
Well, it's following the same trend as Brentford have tried to play with Lewis Potter getting on the ball. And Magoma on this left-hand side, he's going to see a lot of the ball. He's going to get himself involved in some of the action.
Isak on the same wavelength there as Joe Willock. Given against Hall. Back to Flecken. Barring an almighty comeback, Brentford will turn their attention to Nottingham Forest at home on Saturday for a trip to Brighton the day after Boxing Day. Here's a Burmo. We'll go back to Flecken. Brentford side who face Arsenal at home on New Year's Day. Newcastle United have Ipswich on Saturday, Aston Villa here on Boxing Day. Trip to Old Trafford to close off 2024. And it's Tottenham away before their thoughts turn to FA Cup action.
Well, not many teams have had a lot of success against Brentford when they played at home this season. They've been so dominant, but away from home has been a massive, massive issue.
Barnes. Back for Tonali. House and James's Park would love a hat-trick from their number 8. Barnes. Flipped right into the mix and dealt with by Collins. It had to be.
Again, it's just that ball from Newcastle United. Barnes putting into a dangerous area. Collins, he knows he's got to deal with it. You can see that Aya just saying, well done for getting that ball away.
Well, there is an element now of breathing space, and therefore changes can be made. Alexander Isak, who before tonight had scored 7 goals in his last 9 games, is given the last quarter of an hour or so off. Will Osula comes on for a rare appearance, his 8th in Newcastle United colours. Anthony Gordon and Lewis Hall replaced by Miguel Almiron and Kieran Trippier. So the new faces in the mix for a Newcastle United corner here. From Guimaraes. Flecken to the fore. Tonali! Everyone thought that was the moment for him. Paris Magoma thought otherwise.
Well, I just had a message off one of the ex-colleagues saying the perfect hat-trick is normally a left foot, a right foot and a header. Do you get one if it's the outside of the boot, the inside of the boot, and then through the laces on the same foot? Now, he almost did it here because he's all trying to get his laces through that.
I think for Tonali in Newcastle now, any hat-trick is a perfect one. Here's Almiron. Hafic trying to keep it alive in any which way. Anthony Gordon has, I think, enjoyed his walk around the pitch as he's come off, serenaded as he goes.
Yeah, well, the evasion he got at St James's Park there as he walked around the ground singing his name. He would have enjoyed that moment, and it was well deserved because he's, once again, his performance levels with the ball and without the ball have been magnificent for Newcastle.
As it goes, despite Goma's best efforts.
What's the surprise, Ted? You've got the
Trippier back to Tonali. Almiron. Slab away towards Collins. I suddenly realised he had 2 to deal with. Willock. Almiron. Nice for Trippier. Barnes.
Once again, you can see Brentford, the amount of players they have back there. Newcastle just keeping the ball. They'll recycle it. They'll go from right to left. They've drawn a few of the players of Brentford out. Once the players come out, you can see there the first thought is, can I get the pass forward in the first touch?
By Barnes. Rice the closest to him. William Osula just acknowledging his chant from the terraces to the tune of Tequila. It's Damsgaard. To get Brentford going. Burno waiting. Wissa here as well. It's towards Burno. If he had his time again, he might have gone the other way.
You're right, David. I think he would like to have opened himself up on the right-hand side there, but I mentioned Damsgaard coming on. I just like what he's all about because he gets on the front foot, he plays the passes forward. Even if he can't see them, he has a little glance around the corner and he plays blind passes, but he's playing them because he's actually taking a picture before he plays that pass. So Damsgaard's giving them something going forward finally in the Brentford midfield, but it's obviously just a little bit too late.
Willock. Barnes. Oh! Very nearly 4. And they will keep on plugging away with Gimarais. Every time anyone in black and white gets the ball near the box now, the majority around the ground are instructing them to shoot.
Well, every pass now, it's not a cheer or an all-in, it's just shoot.
Fabian Schär striding on, looking for Almiron. And Tonali, so many bodies in the way, it was unlikely to find its route through to goal. Dubravka out to join in.
Just have a look here, Barnes' shot again. He goes low and hard across the greasy surface. And Flecken was scrambling. It was the upright that saved Brentford then. But Harvey Barnes again showing the technique.
That was out before it came back in. Terrific effort that from Harvey Barnes. Smacking against the woodwork. Sandro Tonali going close again as well.
Yeah, you can just see he plants his foot, he keeps his body over the ball, drives it low and hard. And like I said about this greasy service, it's a goalkeeper's nightmare. And Flecken would have looked around the corner there, saw the ball ricocheting away and being very thankful. And he would have fancied his chance against Brentford because of them stats you mentioned before. Whenever he plays against them, Harvey Barnes, he always seems to produce.
Goma into the corner of Trippier. Damsgaard's corner. Vermo's come short to play. Instead it goes into the mix. Cleared as far as Vermo. Damsgaard again. Whipping it over. Ben Mee was there. Found himself all alone. But couldn't find the target.
I think it's all about the delivery into the area there for Ben Mee. See, as the ball comes back to Damsgaard, Opens his body up, gets the cross in, and that's a great delivery. And it's just basically saying, it's put in that area to say, you go and attack me. And Ben Mee wasn't going to disappoint and actually out-jumped Dan Burn to get the time, and he was disappointed he hasn't hit the target.
Burma managed to kill the ball enough to keep it and then keep it moving. So Burma again onto Roslev. Plenty queuing up to nod it in. Shea got the touch away. Let's just tell you of one final score from the Carabao Cup quarter-final tonight. Arsenal are into the semi-finals thanks to a Gabriel Jesus hat-trick. They beat Crystal Palace by 3 goals to 2. Into a very crowded 6-yard box it goes. Rallied away by Newcastle United.
Jesus' only other goal came in the EFL Cup as well this season.
Palace had taken a 4-minute lead through Jean-Philippe Mateta in that game, but Mikel Arteta's side have got the job done. Liverpool leading 2-1 at Southampton. Goals from Darwin Nunez and Harvey Elliott. Cameron Archer with the response. Tottenham Manchester United is tomorrow night, the final of the 4 quarter-finals. But the draw for the semi-finals is after that game has been concluded. Unless we get a quite incredible 3.5 minutes plus added time, it will be Newcastle United into the semi-finals.
Yeah, just think all round from Newcastle. It's been a professional performance. Eddie Howe will be delighted with the way his team have executed the game plan. With the ball, without the ball, the set plays have been spot on, and they've really, really won that midfield battle.
Now Wissa skipping away from Cher, but not finding a way past Dubravka, who is determined to hold on to his clean sheet.
Well, it was a break here from the midfield. And Burma were just linking up here with Wissa. He's got the pace on Shen. I'm thinking, what are you going to do? You've got a few things in your mind. You can knock it past him, or you're going to try and dink him. And obviously Dubravka there, he came out, he narrowed down the angles, and he got his position absolutely spot on there once again for Newcastle.
Here we go. Magoma. Trippier went down too easily in Sam Barrett's eyes.
It's only really since Damgod come on for Brentford that they've really looked a lot more of a threat. When he's got the ball in that midfield, he's also been playing the passes through, he's been the link up. I think we're missing somebody like that from the first half.
Well, Thomas Frank was frustrated in the build-up to this of playing 3 games in 6 days. He says on the other side to playing 3 games in 8 or 9 days. As a result of that, perhaps felt he needed to change things up, freshen things up in terms of player involvement. From Enter, trying to escape from a Burmo. Final minute of the 90. Brentford pressing for consolation. Will be no more than that now. Trippier doesn't want that on his footballing watch. Willock trying to skip past Ben Mee. Just ran into him.
Well, experienced defender from Ben Mee.
Well, just not enough produced in the end by Brentford tonight to really put Newcastle on the back foot or damage them in any way. Here's a Burmo looking for Wissa, and there is a crumb of comfort for Brentford at the end. No surprise that Johan Wissa is the man to provide it.
It's this midfield again. Damsgaard here, straight away. He releases a slip pass between Dan Burn and Livramento. And Burmo recognises that Wissa's in a central position. He's got the legs on Shaw. And the third attempt against the Bravkais round the back of the net. It's too little too late. I feel for Brentford. But it would have been interesting had they brought Damsgaard on a lot earlier, had he started this game, because he's been the real threat for Brentford since he's come on. And he's the only one that has really tried to take it to Newcastle United in that midfield.
Oh, Jim Rice trying to restore Newcastle's 3-goal cushion. An opportunity that just presented itself nicely for him.
And again for one, and Newcastle have just kicked off. It falls to Bruno inside the area. See what he's trying to do, touch with his right foot. Just dragging away. I think Flecken had it covered anyway.
Bravka claims that will see Newcastle United over the line. On a night they have rarely been troubled.
I think the stats prove that just before, the amount of touches that Brentford had inside the opposition. Penalty over Newcastle, but they couldn't really convert any of them chances, whereas Newcastle were clinical in the first half with Tonali. They showed the dominance throughout the game. Newcastle just looking a little bit leggy towards the end defensively in this game. And we saw there in Bournemouth, Wissa were the men that got themselves a goal. That's the only slant.
On goes Osuna. Went stride for stride with Aya, and Mark Flecken did enough to keep him out. Everybody is waiting for the whistle, and there it is. It's Newcastle United's night. It's Sandro Tonali's night. He's had to wait for his time in the footballing spotlight. He certainly grabbed it this evening. A semi-final spot is secured by Eddie Howe's side, who get revenge for their recent Premier League defeat at the hands of Brentford, an inch closer to a rare shot at silverware. The Bees' travel sickness continues this term. They just can't replicate their home form away from their own patch. Tonali's double, Fabian Schär's tap-in did the damage. Johan Wissa's goal, a mere consolation. It's the end of the road for the Bees, but the Carabao Cup journey continues in earnest for the Toon. Newcastle United 3, Brentford 1. Victory for the hosts, Michael, and on the night, well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. Eddie Howe's team, I thought they executed the game plan. They were clinical. They had to come out on the front foot at home. They did that, and I think they controlled the majority of that game through the midfield. And You say Tonali there was the difference with the 2 goals. Thomas Frank and Brentford never showed anything till the second half. And Damsgaard coming on. And all round on St James's Park, a thoroughly enjoying match of football, I've got to say. Both teams did play their part, but I was really inspired by watching Tonali, and I think that's why Eddie Howe was smiling so much, because he knows how influential Tonali was in that Newcastle performance.
It's fair to say we've seen an awful lot better from Brentford through the course of the season. And we will see an awful lot better from them as well as the campaign continues. They didn't get going tonight. Maybe part of that was because they simply didn't get going with the ball, but also Newcastle didn't let them.
Yeah, Newcastle didn't let them. They were relentless with their pressing. They were relentless in the possession they kept. They were quite happy to circulate the ball and wait for the opportunities. And I think also the changes that Thomas Frank made to his team, there was a lot of changes, but then it was disrupted with the injuries. Collins came in off the bench before kick-off. You saw Pinnock go off early, so everything you worked on is being disrupted. And I just think Newcastle at home, the only tarnish on their performance was they conceded a goal late on. They looked a bit leggy defensively, but they're through the semi-finals of a cup, so that won't affect them. It's getting through the match in the semi-final. That's what they've done. They've been magnificent tonight.
Yeah, real shame for Brentford that not only does the cup journey end, but they've picked up injuries to a few in the back line. Ethan Pinnock, as you mentioned, Sepp Vandenberg, who didn't start the game, having appeared on the team sheet initially. So those players will have to be assessed and treated, and we'll see how serious those injuries are in the days ahead. But Sandro Tonali and co are not concerned about that right now. He will have really enjoyed not just the game tonight, but the manner of his 2 goals coming about as they did. 2 very neat and tidy finishes for the Italian.
Yeah, just showed technique and quality and completely different techniques as well. There were one with the outside of the foot, one with the inside where he caressed it, but I just thought the way he took both moments showed the world-class player that he is. In Newcastle, you've got to credit the coaching staff and the players for understanding the moments in the set plays. We saw Thomas Frank beforehand with his staff setting the players up. They were worried about Newcastle corners. They set up, but they couldn't stop it. They came up with ideas tonight, and they got the goals from them.
So Newcastle through, Arsenal through as well. Liverpool just a few minutes from going through as it stands. Neither Tottenham or Manchester United will complete the picture tomorrow. Wait and see if Southampton can come back at home against Liverpool in the dying moments there. And Eddie Howe will be smiling all the way up the tunnel and beyond, knowing that his side are in the hat, in the mix for a possible shot at a trophy, something that is so craved in these parts.
You just see by the smile on his face, on his staff's face, what it means. And another opportunity.
And so too the numbers. The all-informed figures, of course, the ones right at the very top, with Newcastle scoring 3 times to Brentford's 1. And the bulk of the possession, more shots, more on target, and generally we're just in control of the game tonight.
Yeah, they wouldn't control the game, but there was one there, the clear-cut chances. I mean, Dubravka came to Newcastle's rescue on a few occasions, so on another night, it could have been so much different for Brentford had he not been on his performance, Dubravka, because they created a few chances, but Newcastle, that first half, the domination, that was the moment for me when you realise Newcastle were on song in all moments and all areas of the game.
Really made their chances count, particularly in the first half through Sandro Tonali. Ultimately, those goals really helped make the difference. So let's have a look at the most important moments of the game. The goals and the near misses. And ultimately, Newcastle United came out of the traps firing. Could have had a few more in the first half than they actually got. This is the first and potentially kick of the bunch, really.
I would say so, yeah, Dave, because the quality of the strike from Tonali, and when you look back at how many numbers Brentford had behind the ball, I think the defence is set up well. We're going to ask questions, but as it fell to the edge of the area, there was only one thing that Tonali had on his mind, and that was, I'm going to get the contact here, I'm going to get the strike. I mean, the ball's even spinning, so what it does, he generated more spin on that ball. Just outstanding quality from that man.
Second goal here from a corner. bit of a tug of war in the middle, but he applied the neat finish.
Well, it was interesting, this one, because you saw the Brentford players straight away say to the referee, are you going to do something about the blocking here? So just keep an eye on Dan Burn near the penalty area there, along with Joe Linton. They take two players away from his space. Tonali comes into the area of execution, and his timing is absolutely magnificent. But not only that, I love the way he just caresses the ball. He doesn't try and smash it. He uses the power to generate, and that's a quality finish once again from Tonali.
We could have seen another goal in the first half, and nice little move this, and Jacob Murphy took plenty behind this.
Well, I think the upright in the post is still actually shaking because the power that he got behind it. I thought Flecken originally had it covered, but when we see this angle, you can clearly see that Murphy gets it spot on, thinking it's going to nest in the top corner. The post comes to the rescue of Brentford.
Second half, there was a fair bit going on as well. Not least Sandro Tonali trying to get a hat-trick, his first senior hat-trick it would have been had he got it. Lewis Hall with a lovely effort here, and then Bruno Guimaraes, unselfish, and that sealed the deal.
Yeah, I mean, you can see there, Shea just pointing to his captain. Realise what the moment was all about. Like you said, it's very unselfish play from the Newcastle captain, but Brentford just couldn't clear the lines. And if you get a shot on target, Flecken's thinking that he's done everything right here. He's pushed the ball away from goal, and then he realises that when he gets caught in no man's land with Bruno Guimaraes and the quality that the Brazilian has, Shea will not have an easier finish in his own career, I don't think.
Harvey Barnes fancied to go as well, didn't he? This wasn't bad.
I said the upright was rattling at one end of the field, David, it was at the other as well. Again, I just think it's very good if you're told as a youngster, can you, when you strike the ball, try and keep it low and hard in the corners where the goalkeepers hate getting down. And again, Flecken was thankful of the post.
Now, Wisher did get a goal, which we'll see in a moment, but this was one of those moments he was put through. And Martin Dubravka didn't have a lot to do tonight, but what he did do, he did well.
And they're the big moments in the game. We saw there was one stat where Brentford beat Newcastle 2-1, and it was clear-cut chances. This is one of them, and obviously Dubravka was magnificent there. And this is where the goal came from. Damsgaard absolutely running right in the midfield there. Sets up Aguero, finds Wisher. And what a lovely finish that is. Dubravka's devastated because he put in a big performance for his defence tonight. And that'll be a tarnish. He doesn't have a clean sheet. But sorry, the fans that travelled all the way up, that was the only moment that they got to see their team really tonight produce anything in the final third.
That was just into added time as well. But too much for Brentford to do to mount a comeback, and Newcastle United are through. It's been their night here on Tyneside tonight. Arsenal through as well. Liverpool on the cusp of going through, and we'll see what happens. We'll see Tottenham and Manchester United tomorrow. For now, though, Michael, thank you for your company. A pleasure as always.
I've loved that tonight, David. Thank you.
And thank you to you as well for listening to us. We'll see you very soon for some more action in the Carabao Cup.
Quick to wave it away. It was looking right at.
It wasn't lovely.
Sorry, lads. Beautiful. Take your time. No, that's the outcome if you take your time. Well never fucking went that way, mate. How is helping the roof? Sorry, Derek. Sorry for the child that's going on. It's on the roof. He's got the fucking left hand foot.
Oh, yeah. Boy, very much.
Right.
queuing. Eh? Got a taste before you're queuing. I'm deaf, blind, and stupid. I do like, most times I have trouble finding it. I'm a forest have trouble finding it sometimes. When you put your glasses on, I don't know about that one. Come on.
You've got to be fucking perfect, though. Your pants will be down. Shit everywhere.
Sheriff Stock.
What? Didn't let it touch your side, Charles.
Never fucking done.
Right. Bounce you, bitch. Bastard. Come to the ground. Bastard. I would say that harder. Go on, there's ya. Lift it, you old stop it. What? Stuck in the middle with you. No, both of that was good. Now I put them in anyway.
And I was like, I should be watching you. So I was like, how are you? I knocked on the door. I don't know, so what was there? The leader of the SPC, tough guy. I was like, He's like a blade player. Or like normal blade. So I was like, now it is. It's totally has to be good for that. Well, they keep asking me the stories, man. I'm like, no. Are the actors still going? Yes, they do. No, that's the real thing. Like, more than more pragmatic. You know what I mean? I was sitting there, I was like, what's the deal with you? I was like, you fucking sitting there before. How did you come back? Anyway, catch it there. Yes. Chocolates and kids. What? Chocolates and kids. I'll be the video. So the 20. What? Yeah, come play with your team if you want. Just come play with your team. There's not much. You may win some. Oh, hey, man, how you doing? I don't play, you'll win. Did you win? No, we, well, you lost again. 9-4. You lost again. No, it is. You need me, you see. I'll push you, right? I'll push you, right? You need me, you see, right? No. Oh, you know I told you. Hey, there, Mickey. How you doing? He's doing now. Lions, big. He's game coaching. Well, I'll fight with him. Well, you will come. Toen we lang prima gaan. Toen we al prison duur lang mee. Ja. What are you doing for free? Good deal. I'm something following you up there. No, I'm stuck in the room. Alright, to be honest with you, don't have to but all I can do is I do a lot of I 60 a week. So if you ever get sick, I will do this and I've got all these calls after that. And I see you good life. You ever get sick, you make some money there too. My business is growing. How the fuck did that come out? Because I'm not going to get it. I first game, yeah. Oh. I'll just pick Ross out the next one. That's what I said. I said, do the favour. I've seen Ross in a while. Thank you for the
When you go in off the feet. Anyone?
It's a knockout. Who again? Me. Now when you had to make the score. What's the score? You're winning with what? You're winning with one. Come on, fuck.
Hello.
Look at the clip.
Cuckoo!
I fucking cuckoo, alright. I feel fucking shocked.
You're fucking about with the leg end, no you're not. I've really gone. You're not going to be here. I think they must be kind of narrow here. Not here. Outside, we can stop fucking out. Iron Arm. What? It's only there when I was feeling it. Things I do.
Ross, are these yours? Aye. Right, Roscoe, suck his fucking eyes out. Take his glasses off first. He's even helped you take the goods off. That's fucking sexy fool, that. I wouldn't have went that way, like. But it doesn't matter! Suck his fucking eyes out! Oh! Look at him! He just shit his pants! Do no, man. Do. 3-2 he is. Oh, 3-2, see, man? Oh, dear, now. Got it on the ropes. You win. I'm not going there, I'm going to quick piss first. See how far you progress. You see me, it's loose here. You should be up to the level of
Large.